Hi ladies, it's Amy here from Dream Body Creations. I'm here today to deliver to you how to get yourself out of the negative mindset within minutes to ensure that you're staying on track towards your dream body results. Now, time and time again, I guess you can relate to feeling really positive about getting your goals. But I'm sure we can also relate to the fact that you'll also be falling into negative mindset patterns throughout the day, throughout the week, or throughout the month that tend to push you off path a little bit. I can relate myself because the ongoing stresses of every day are not avoidable. However, we can manage them. And like in the 10 tips to melt the fat, I want to explain to you how important the mindset is and teach you how to get it on track fast. So in the fitness industry, I do believe that it's heavily neglected because there's a rare number of fitness professionals that actually focus on it. So I want you to sit back and take in as much information as you can because I feel it's going to be great value to you. Now, why is the mindset so important? Well, inside your mind is where everything happens. It's the powerhouse for all activity, your positive and your negative thought processes, which then lead to your positive and negative behaviors. And we know that the negative behaviors are going to be pushing us further away from our goals. So we want to work on those and make sure we can avoid them where we can. So make sure you watch the 10 tips to melt the fat presentation because this goes into the mindset in more detail. But what we're going to uncover now is how to get yourself out of that negative mindset within minutes and stay on track towards your goals. So enjoy the presentation and make sure you take in as much as you can, and I'll speak to you very soon. So ladies, where do we start when we're paying attention to our mindset and trying to uncover how to get yourself out of that negative mindset within minutes? So I want you to take a moment now because we're going to focus on the first step that's going to help you achieve this. Now, it's all about acknowledgement. The first step is all about acknowledging what your destructive behavior pattern is. Now, I need you to take a moment to think about individually to you because everyone's going to be different. So I need you to think what your personal destructive behavior is that's causing you to push further away from your dream body goals. Take a moment to have a think. But in the meantime, here's some examples of what I've seen with some women in the past. Some examples of destructive behavior might be that you find yourself overindulging in the foods that you know you shouldn't be eating, or overindulging on food in general past the point of fullness. You might also find yourself under-eating, cutting out meals, skipping meals as well. You might find yourself overtraining, trying to fit that extra workout in when you know that it's probably just not required just yet. Or you might find yourself avoiding the gym or missing workouts, which isn't good either. Think for a moment what your destructive behavior pattern is. I may not have mentioned it just then. It might be different, which is okay. Take a moment to write it down because next we have to then acknowledge what feelings and emotions are happening there. So you've got your destructive behavior pattern. Now I want you to take a moment and think to the last time that you were actually doing these things. Now this might be hard, it might have been a while ago, it might have just been a few moments ago. Have a think of what feelings and emotions were going through your body at this time, and everyone's going to be different, which is okay. Some examples of some feelings: you might have been feeling tired and stressed, which led to you cutting out meals or making the wrong food choices. You might have been feeling angry and frustrated, which led you to either avoid the gym and just sit on the couch and watch telly, or it might have led you to do some extra workouts and push too hard in your workout when you knew it wasn't necessary. So take a moment now, and you might have to take a few minutes to do this, and think of what your destructive behavior pattern is. Take yourself to when you last did this, and think about what feelings and emotions were going through your body. Take your time, guys, because the next tip is going to help you uncover how to change all this. So, good luck. So ladies, now it's time to teach you how to take yourself out of the negative mindset within minutes and make sure that you're on track towards your goals. We've already uncovered how to acknowledge your destructive behavior patterns, pinpoint what they are. We've also taken some time to acknowledge the feelings and emotions that are occurring in your body when you're doing these things. So with the next 6 simple tips, you're going to be able to uncover how to get yourself out of the negative mindset, stop your destructive behavior patterns, and ensure that you're on track towards your goals. So take a moment to maybe practice or implement these straight away, or even write them down and practice them in the moment. So here goes. Step number 1, you need to be able to catch yourself in the negative mindset or before you're about to do some destructive behavior patterns that we mentioned before. Now, the first time you try this, it can be a bit tricky because it's all too easy just to fall into the trap, and then before you know it, you've already done the destructive behavior and then you're feeling guilty for it. Who's felt like that? That's okay. And as you practice this more and more, you'll get better at catching yourself earlier and possibly even before you take those destructive behavior patterns or those actions. So be okay with it, but you need to catch yourself is the first step. Once you've caught yourself, understand that it's okay to take some time to breathe. There's nothing that needs to happen so quickly just yet. Take a moment to breathe, because the next step is all about removing yourself from that situation. Now, when you remove yourself from the situation, you need to maybe close your eyes or walk away from it if you can. If you can't, then closing your eyes is probably the best thing, or even just taking a few deep breaths. Remove yourself from the situation, and you need to get this picture into your mind. Picture yourself and also the behavior that you're about to do. You're almost like the third person there. So the second tip is, once you've got that vision, it's removing you from the situation, giving you some time to then think about what needs to happen next, which brings us to the third tip. You've removed yourself out of the situation. The next tip is to take some nice deep breaths. Make sure you're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and relaxing your body. It's about acknowledging what feelings are happening at this time. What feelings and emotions are running through your body? Is it the tiredness, the stress, the boredom, the frustration, the anger that we mentioned before? Is it something different? Acknowledge the emotion. Hold it there and take a deep breath. The fourth tip is then pinpointing where this emotion or where these fresh frustrations are sitting in your body. Now, I know from time to time I might feel tightness in my neck, tightness in my hands, or a queasiness in my belly. Yours will be different. Take a deep breath, know what the feeling is, and then pinpoint where it is in the body. Take a deep breath through this moment. Take your time. It's okay. Once you've acknowledged where it is, the fifth tip is to close your eyes, continue to breathe, and get a vision of this emotion leaving your body. Take as long as you need. You'll get better each time you practice. Take a deep breath and picture this emotion leaving the body. When you're ready, the last step is opening your eyes and taking action to what you really want to do. Ask yourself the question, was this emotion going to cause me to fall into a destructive behavior pattern? If the answer was yes, think about what you need to do next. Make sure that what you end up doing is not going to be interfering with your dream body goals. So for example, if that emotion was tiredness or frustration, then maybe a little nap for 5-10 minutes is what you need. Maybe a step outside in some fresh air is what you need. It definitely won't be solved in the fridge or the pantry, and I think you know that. So whatever that destructive behavior pattern was, whatever the emotion was, we should be now able to take yourself out of the situation for a few moments. Think about what it is you feel like doing, but then actually take action on what you should be doing. Make sure you always address that emotion, because at the end of the day, they are real and you're genuinely feeling those things. Keep in mind that there might be tougher situations than others. Start on the small situations that you feel that you can start to manage, and I assure you you'll be stronger when they get any worse than what they are. So for example, if that feeling was anger, you might just need to take yourself out of the moment, walk away, scream at the top of your lungs if you need to. Provided it doesn't hurt anyone or yourself, it's okay to release that energy, release that emotion. Then when you're ready, it's about taking action to what you need to do versus what you feel like doing. It's going to stop you from reacting, and I'm sure it's going to get you back in that positive mindset straight away. Now remember, practice is what you need to do. You'll get quicker every time. I'll be back soon. So ladies, you now have the tools that you need to get yourself out of the negative mindset within minutes and start staying on track towards your goals. We've taken the time to talk about why the mindset is important. We've also then given you the first steps and where to start. And then we've uncovered the 6 simple tips that you need to get yourself out of the negative mindset within the moment to make sure that you're on track towards your goals. My final message for you is, have a plan. When you start implementing these tips, take note of what you need to do to get yourself out of the negative mindset. For example, if it was the anger, it was all about taking yourself into that quiet room to scream at the top of your lungs, to get that anger out. Remember that. Have your plan in place so that you know that when you're angry, you know that by going into that room and having a moment to yourself is going to get you back in with the right mindset. I know many people that take a moment outside just to get a bit of fresh air before they make the next step. It's all about slowing down, not rolling on this roller coaster going 100 miles an hour. Take a moment, count to 10, implement the 6 tips, and remember what you did that worked. The more you implement it and practice, you'll get better, and I assure you, you'll barely ever find yourself in that negative mindset. And if you do, you'll know how to get out quick. So good luck, ladies. The mindset's the key. It's the first tip on the 10 tips to melt the fat. So really stress that you pay some time and attention towards it. Good luck, and I'll be with you soon to hopefully create your dream body.